So that's very important yung exchange principle. Trace evidence, again, less visible evidence. Yan yung mga ebidensya na not visually seen. Yan. Kinsabay makakita og isa ka hair strand sa isa ka floor or sa yuta. That's very hard. Other pieces of evidence is very hard to detect, especially if the scene of the crime is on the environment or yung outside crime scene, yan, external. But there are instances where perpetrators conduct their actions carefully, making investigations seem unsolvable. So, as we proceed, yan yung objectives of criminal investigation. Logical sequence, that's part of science. Physical evidence is legally obtained and of course, preserved. Very important na preserved ang mga ebidensya. Kaya once it is contaminated or altered, na, for example, parte kayo ng SOCO team, ang gagawin nyo is crime scene processing. You'll be collecting those pieces of evidence. Pero, kukolektahin mo na, hindi mo una na record. You didn't take photos or pictures of it before you collected agad. Kuha ka na nimo na. That is basically, when you prove it in court of its legality ng ebidensyang yon, di na madawat. Because there is no realistic representation of that certain evidence which is making it the graphic representation of the crime scene. Kumbaga, kanang inyong gikuha or ang nakuhang ebidensya, dili na ang maong itsura or condition sa ebidensya na nakitan or was originally seen sa crime scene. Again, all witnesses are interviewed. That is basically obtaining the testimonial evidence. Testimonies ng mga witness. And dapat ang witness capable pod na maibahagi or capable to share or make known of his perception. Na. So what if for example ang witness is na, di ka storya na or di ka kita. Okay? So there are different considerations of those. All suspects are legally and effectively interrogated. Hindi pwedeng, yung kagaya last time, they must not be subjected to illegal methods of or obtaining information or yung torture. Okay? Legally and effectively interrogated, there are different techniques how to interrogate or how to ask questions from a hostile or somehow a suspect. Yan. Okay? Fast forward the phases of investigation. Yan. First is to identify the suspects. Could be of eyewitnesses. Yan. Pinaka-common yan or wala, confession or admission of the suspect. And it could come in judicial or extrajudicial, voluntary or wala na. It becomes involuntary. But of course, mas mabigat voluntary because nobody is forcing him. Kusa niyang binigay yung impormasyon na may connection siya at siya ang gumawa ng krimen. Next, circumstantial evidence established directly by proving other facts or circumstances from which alone or in connection with other facts, the identity of the perpetrator may be established. So, kaning circumstantial evidence from the word circumstance, these are series of circumstances na connected na ang masasabi nila, yang isang bagay or yang isang tao may connection sa isang krimen. Either siya ang biktima, siya ang accomplice or siya yung mismong gumawa ng krimen. When we say associative evidence, evidence that will link the suspect to the crime scene. Yan. Tracing evidence are those pieces of evidence that would identify a person who has been to the crime scene. Yan. Tracing evidence. From the word trace, you'll be able to trace someone or something from that piece of evidence. For example, IDs. Ang associative evidence, best example, ana, kanang mga hair fibers, mga body fluids, or fingerprints. Yan yun. Okay? Next, phase 2, to locate and apprehend the suspects. I've said it again kanina. Next is gather and provide evidence to establish guilt. And of course, to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. The investigator must be competent. Of course, he must be qualified. Next, physical evidence can be found at the crime scene. Kaya tinatawag na treasure island ng investigation or criminal investigation ang crime scene. Kasi maraming physical clues na makukuha at makikita. Okay, next. In proving the guilt of the accused in court, the main priority is to establish the fact of existence of the crime. So, dapat maipapatunay muna na mayroong paglabag sa batas na nangyari. You cannot really start a criminal investigation if there isn't any crime that occurred or wala talagang nangyari. Next is the accused must be identified and associated with the crime scene. So dapat all leads, all clues, all pieces of evidence would link to those accused. That will be accused pag abot sa korte. Suspect pa na siya sa custodial investigation. His name or yung status niya will change into accused by the time he is on trial. Yan. And of course, dapat yung mga witnesses mo competent and credible. Of course, how can a witness be credible if, of course, a witness must be credible if he actually seen or he actually had a sense of the crime that happened. Importante talaga yung nakita niya talaga. Dili pwede ng hearsay evidence or kanang nadunggan ra niya na ingon ani ni pare na nahitabo. He must really see it. Kay kung puro lang giingon ni nga na hearsay na ingon ni pare, ingon ni mare na it would be a chance to for the accused to have an advantage. Physical evidence must be appropriately identified by the investigator, and the elements of the specific crime must be known by heart ng investigator. That's why an investigator is part actor, part psychologist, and part lawyer or a legal professional. Dapat alam niya ang batas. Kasi ang batas may, or kada batas na parte ng Kodigo Penal, meron yung tinatawag na element. And again, elements. Once there is a lack of a certain element, hindi yan magiging krimen. Okay, next. So, this is the first part of your topic for the second exam or unit learning outcomes B, the golden hour. Again, sinabi ko to last time, it refers to the first 72 hours of criminal investigation. In general, irregardless, murder or kidnapping or sa banang heinous crime. So, actions taken during that period is very important. Dapat meron ng mga interviews, meron ng initial investigation, meron ng profiling, Or of course, kung basic na document, meron ng spot report na maipapasa or yung initial investigation report. It's very important. It's the most crucial time, not just for the investigator, but also for yung member ng SOCO, yung mga crime scene processors. Yan. Kasi merong mga ebidensya na ang validity is within 72 hours. Anything beyond it, hindi mo na yan ma-accept sa laboratory for examination. Next. Yan. So, a criminal investigator, sa other terms, they call that person a prober. His task is to conduct investigation of all criminal cases provided in our laws, yan, either sa revised penal code or special penal laws, which are basically criminal in nature. Na kung away na nas utang, it is not basically part ng criminal investigation. Kung kanang simple lang na kanang pambarangay lang. Of course, you need fresh evidence. Hindi na pwede na karaan na or wala na it took too long. As much as possible, it must be fresh yung mga physical evidence. Kasi for example, body fluid, kung ang krimen is rape, body fluid nang galing sa babae at lalaki. Kung paabuton pa na ni mo 1 week, di na nadawaton. Because it is considered invaluable, it is considered expired, or shall I say, di na siya dawaton jud. Because it was already contaminated with other external factors na, for example, ni Hollandia within the week. So wala na. Ang validity sa isa ka ebidensya mawala na. The same goes for other pieces of evidence na may got lang na time or little time for its validity. Yan. So of course, criminal investigator is well trained, disciplined, and experienced. So ano ba ang qualifications ng isang criminal investigator sa sabihin natin sa PNP? So sabihin natin sa PNP, kita ko na lang, first is or first qualification ng isang criminal investigator is that he is a bona fide member of the PNP. So dapat pulis siya. Pwede na isa pa and then wala. Yung mga basic training ng isang pulis dapat na undergone na niya or natapos na niya. Sunod, he must have a rank of at least police staff sergeant. Yan. Police staff sergeant. Police corporal Police corporal or katong sa una, PO2. Mao nang basic rank. Pa ko'y na dungganana sa PNP. Mga kailan ako na patrolman or PO1, investigador na. Wow. So next is that, yan may ano niyan siya dyan, minimum ata for time in grade or time niya sa rango, I think 2 years. 2 years. And then, he must be a graduate of a yung tinatawag na criminal investigation course. That's an in-house schooling ng PNP. So ulitin ko, must be a member of the PNP, must have at least a rank of police corporal, he must have at least 2 years, time in grade yung tawag niyan. He must be a graduate of the criminal investigation course. Mao na para sa mga non-commissioned officers or kanang mga miyembro sa kapulisan from patrolman hangtod police executive master sergeant or kanang SPO4. Criminal investigator course, yung basic criminal investigation course. That's an in-house schooling. Sir, what if sir mga official na kanang mga graduate sa PNPA or kanang mga lateral entry. So we call that IOBC, Investigation Officers Basic Course. So it is the basic schooling or qualification together with other qualifications para mahimong isang criminal investigator sa PNP. Lahi-lahi na sa other agencies, NBI, Bureau of Fire, they still have investigators. Sa Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, meron din silang mga in-house nila. So yun, they're well trained, they are qualified, disciplined, and experienced. Okay. Next is responsibilities nila. So according kay Osterberg and Ward, these are their responsibilities to include to determine whether a crime has been committed. Again, establish mo muna kung may nangyaring krimen. Next, decide if the crime was committed within the investigator's jurisdiction. So karon sa mga, for example, there is a Davao, each police station must have at least one dedicated investigator. Yung doon lang sa kanilang area of responsibility naka-assign. For example, taga Toril or sa Toril na assign si investigator, di na siya mo adtog dumoy. Di na siya mo adtog kung dira pa sa Bago Aplaya. Di na siya mo adtog Balyok because that's already a different jurisdiction. Gawas naman na sa Toril. The same goes for those investigator or an investigator assigned sa sabihin natin sa Baganga. Di na siya mulapas o sa bana Davao del Norte or even sa Mati. Kung asa na munisipyo or asa na stasyon siya na-assign, kutobra didto. Yan. So what if there's an investigation involved siya at ang isa pang area? So yan na yung mga joint jurisdiction, mga matataas na offices na ang mag-handle niyan. Specifically, mga provincial police offices or kung malakihan talaga, regional office. Yan, Regional Investigation, Detection, and Management Department or Division. Next, discover all facts pertaining to the complaint. It's very important na yung investigator would double check or even triple check the complaint. And of course, in preparation of creating a case folder. Yan. Paano na-collect ng SOCO ang physical evidence? Was it obtained smoothly or may nangyari ba? Ano ba yung mga nakuha? Are those pieces of evidence be able to be exhibited in court or maipapakita sa korte? And of course, from those other circumstances, magkakaroon ng development ng clues or ng mga lead. Yan. For example, yung nangyaring krimen, kana gay ransak ang balay, gikuha ang cash o mga jewelry. Unsa bay other clue? Nalibang ba ang mga kawatan after nila maglungkab sa kwarto? Gibilin ba ang submarine dito sa tumoy sa baol? Mao ba na? Maybe. Or shall we say, yung ginawa nilang pagtatae after committing a crime, was it done to other houses na ganun din, ninakawan sa loob? They might be the same group. Yan. Of course, recover stolen property as much as possible. Next, identify the perpetrator or eliminate a suspect as the perpetrator. Kasi yung mga suspects, inosente yan. What if that suspect is not really the perpetrator? Delikado si investigator dyan. magkakaroon ng isang taong inosente na mahatulan ng mali. Yan ang iniiwasan. Okay? Next. Other responsibilities include the following na yan. Like for example, I'm basically part ng isang law enforcement agency. I just serve part-time here. Then, in our agency, merong certain divisions or units with different expertise. Yan, investigative expertise. Some are for murder and homicide. Yan, death investigation yan. Some are for kidnapping or abduction or trafficking in persons. Kanang mga ginadakop ba na or ginadakop, ginakidnap ng mga bata. Different yan. Some are for international or transnational crimes. Napoy uban na lahi, they are experienced or designated sa kanang sexual assault, kanang mga violence against women and children or VAUSI. For example, there are some others for robbery and theft. There are certain investigators na ang kanilang expertise mainly bombing incidents and others cybercrime. Yes, there's a question here. What if may tabo po tong ato na situation, sir? Is the investigation liable? What situation? What situation specifically? Okay? So while you're typing unsa ba jud ng specific na situation ng ginaingon nimo, sa investigator unit kasi or investigation unit, dili pwede manobra or kanang mahago jud ang mga investigators individually. That's why there is something na tinatawag namin na caseload. For example, sa aning stretch or sa aning ingnon nato 6 months or sa 3 months, ang cases na limit lang sa imo ingnon nato unom or walo. The same goes with others. Magdedepende na rin yan sa seniority. So kung mali ang suspect na iyang unsa nang maano, ma-aresto or ma-convict. So again, while she's still typing, yan, area of responsibility, importante yan na malaman. For example, kung sa Davao region lang kutob, di na kamuadtog malungon. Di na kamuadtog makilala. Di na kamuadtog kitaw-taw sa Bukidnon. That's already a different responsibility or different area of operations na yan. Kung Region 11 lang, Region 11 na rajud ka kutob. Not unless yung iniimbestigahan ninyo went back and forth to other areas. Okay? Next. Qualifications, yan yung sinabi ko kanina. Yan, so PO2 or Police Corporal ngayon, Police Inspector or Police Lieutenant ngayon. Must be a personnel of the PNP, bona fide, graduates ng basic, yung field training program, na introductory, and then yun, scout training or kanang BISOC, di lang karon na basic industrial security operations course. Yan, kinahanglan itong mga basic training sa bago na ning medyo, shall we say, specialized. Kasi kaning investigation is a specialized duty. Na. Kato, sa imong question, Miss Yanson, kanang mali ang suspect na iyang mahatulan man na. Kaya tinatawag na meron yung mga motions sa korte. So, of course, magkakaroon yan ng administrative na kaso sa investigator kung mali-mali talaga. May administrative cases yan. Neglect of, gross neglect of duty, napakaraming, sabay term na mo, ana. Napakaraming flavors na pwede na makaso sa kanya. Neglect of duty, na malversation, yan, pwede. Napakarami. So, pwede. And again, he will be investigated ng kapwa niya rin investigador from another unit. Yan, or of course, kung sa police na, kung investigador siya sa Davao City, ang mag-imbestiga sa iya, ang IAS, Internal Affairs Service. Yan. Kung ang IAS medyo ma-short, ang region pwede. Okay? Next. Yan. So, investigators must adhere every step and must follow it religiously. And of course, legally. Yan. Kasi pag meron ng investigasyon na ma-assign sa iyo, that is your basic duty na dapat kumpletuhin mo yan at maging responsable ka niyan. Because other lives depend on you. Di lang tong biktima or pamilya sa biktima, pati na pud ang suspect o iyang pamilya. Yan. So, of course, there are different clues, different pieces of evidence which can be obtained. Yan. Background ng tao. Yan. Search and seizure. That's basically yung mga maghalughog yung mga tao or yung mga law enforcers, of course, upon the order of the judge or the court, na you can search this place and you can seize the following items na specified sa document. Yan. Cybercrime, meron din yan. Computer, mobile phones, yan. Social media accounts. Napakaraming methods. Of course, before presenting it in court, the investigator must evaluate each piece of evidence so that walay butas or kumbaga sa korte pa airtight ang kaso mo. Walay tatsa. That's very important. And of course, what if it involves other units' help? So, coordination. Dapat yung coordination nyo was done legally and in accordance to official procedures. Once you follow them all religiously, once you follow them all properly, and of course systematically, then you will be confident that as a criminal investigator, your case that is under trial sa korte would have an attainable or yung resulta na inaasam nyo. Okay? Sunod, yan. One of also the responsibilities ni investigator is yung pag-identify modus operandi ng certain individuals or groups. Yan. Whether they're organized groups or just regular gangs. Yan. For example, akyat bahay gang. Unsa ba style ana nila? Mukat-kat ra ba na sila? O bisang unsang pader? How will they steal things? Lungkabon ba jud nila? Unya, biyaan lang ang mga butang or kuhaon na nila tong gusto nila and then ila pang ayoson ang ubang mga butang sa sulod. Or malibang ba na sila sa CR or after na mangawat sa balay mukaon sa sila kung unsay nasa refrigerator na kung unsay nasa ref. 'Di ba? Napakaraming mga unique methods of operation. Yan ang translation yan sa English ng modus operandi. Methods of operation. So yan yan. Napakaraming mga paraan kung paano nila ginawa yung mga krimen na ginagawa nila. Okay, any question? Questions? Are
None
there
so
any
far, sir.
questions? Okay. Kung wala, we'll proceed. Next. Yes, Miss Yanson, please turn on your mic.
Sir, unsa tong NAC or LAC sa responsibilities of the criminal investigator? Sa next
Ah,
slide, sir. Kanang
kana
sir kana.
NAC, when we say NAC yan, that is one of those methods of collecting information, National Agency Check. Yan yung term na kung saan from those national agencies kukuha kami ng or kukuha ng information yung investigator. For example, NBI clearance, meron ba siyang record sa Directorate for Intelligence or sa AFP ba na or sa PNP na national offices, may record ba siya? Birth certificate from PSA, meron ba siya? Meron ba siyang nakabinbin na kaso sa korte? Yan. Local agency check or LAC, mao na local clearances, barangay, city, municipal trial court clearance, yan, local police clearance, yan, mao na siya. What if that person has information or has a document from those sources of information? Lahat yan publicly or it's attainable during investigation. So, yan. Appeal po sa national agency check kanang mga driver's license. Yan. Does the suspect have obtained or meron ba siyang lisensya? Or sa ba ng imuhang suspect, piloto ba na? Na ba na siya record sa Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines? Sa ba na siya captain ba na sa barko? Or sa ba na skipper ba na siya? Na ba na siya identification gikan sa marina? Yan. Napakarami. Mao na, national agency check and local agency check. Okay?
Okay, sir. Salamat, sir.
Okay, so essential qualities ng isang criminal investigator na ani sa one of your assignments. First, team player. Again, kanina nakita ninyo, di ba, na yung mga case load. One purpose of it is for everyone to have a certain duty which would affect the whole operation ng unit. So, hindi pwede na solohan ra sa isa because it is a team effort. Na, dili pwede na siya ray mo solvean na kay basin makapoy na siya or di na niya makaya. Of course, when you are working as a team, you have the easier um, ability to share information, to share insights, knowledge, or learn from those who have greater experience. Yan. Tinabangay man dyan na. Next, communication skills. Of course, the investigator must be at least fluent ka sa language. Main na language man nato diri sa Pilipinas, Tagalog, of course, conversational English sa mga uban, and of course, napoy mga Bisaya, na Ilonggo, na sa Chabacano ba na magtinawsog or kanang storyas bata. Kabalo mo anang storyas bata, baby talk,
Baby talk, sir.
ano na base di kinahanglan sa korte mag baby talk, di ba? Pero di naman na ginagamit good baby talk. Gusto ninyong sample?
Oh, sir.
Ay magsaba kay lain kay ani. Kanang kanang mga ana ba kanang pampakyut sa bata ba kanang mga gamay pa mao na baby talk. Wa man siguro yung
Hello, sir.
maka-translate ana.
Hello, sir.
Di na. Okay. Anyway, communication skills. Hindi lang pwede na kutob ras Bisaya, di lang pod pwede na Tagalog lang ang alam. You must be also well versed, or at least you can convey the right terms, the right information with the use of the English language. Yan. Of course, meron na yung intuition, yung six senses na. But how would you um, show it or share it to others, both orally and written? Linguistic, it's not mainly the one, but it is very important din. Importante ka na may alam ka rin. For example, written communication, you know how to read or write legibly. Na di, wala man tas may medicinal profession, di man taga sulat doktor, na at least your writing is readable by another person. Na, okay? Communication skills, that's oral and written. Intuition is not something that an investigator develops quickly, develops with time and experience. Yan, experiences sa training, sa mga real life situations, is very important. Yan, street knowledge. Kabalo ka kung unsa jud ang dagan sa baba. Like for example, you're an investigator, you must have knowledge of the area itself. For example, there is Davao, yung mga pasikot-sikot, yung mga pamamaraan ng mga normal na tao, paano sila mamuhay or paano sila mag-act. How would they act? For example, unsaon ba ng mga ginabuhat jud sa mga for example, kan mga cargo trucks. Sabay paraan nila para maka-extra sila kita aside sa pag-deliver og mga butang sa layo nga lugar. Na ba sila yung mga paihi dira, paihi sa ilang gasolina, sabay style ana nila. How do you know if they are getting their cargo or removing some cargo and selling them in an illegal manner? Yan. Or how would um, snatchers or yung regular na mga thieves, how would they blend in with the community? Yan. Street knowledge. Kabalo pagkaasa pod na or asa pod ang mga pasikot-sikot. Like for example, there is Davao or bisan sa inyong lugar, saan ba ninyo pag-abot from point A to point B in a faster way or a common way? Yan. Now, for example, diri sa Davao City, unsaan ba nimo pag adtog abrisa nga dali gikan sa UM na sa banang pasikot-sikot dira. Na, daghan kay pasikot-sikot. So, street knowledge, again, that comes in time, that also comes with certain degree of learning. Next, and lastly, observation skills. Investigators are good observers. They will see things differently from a normal person. Yung iba ang makikita nila, parang tumitingin ka sa isang puzzle at yung mga pieces ng puzzle, some of them are in the right manner, while some or siguro may isa dyan na naiiba. Yan. Having a different point of view. Yan. Again, that's obtained through experience and of course training. Yan. Okay, are there any questions? May questions pa ba? So I'll be sharing, wait, crime scene and its dimensions, essential elements. Yun na, ipakita ko na lang tong isa pang ano, document. So, I'll be showing you the protocols of investigation according sa Criminal Investigation Manual ng PNP. So, first, actually, the protocol of investigation was um, created in 2011. Murag na sila recent tong 2018, but it's not publicly, or I should say, it's not yet declassified. Di pa na pwede ma-obtain sa publiko. Itong karaan lang, itong 2011 nila. So anyway, first protocol, or first thing to be considered, jurisdictional or territorial jurisdiction ng investigation. So if a certain police station has that territorial jurisdiction, then they shall immediately undertake the necessary investigation of a certain crime. Yan, of course, kinahanglan po itong processing of the crime scene or yung ginagawa ng SOCO, scene of the crime operation nila. Unless directed otherwise ng mga higher authorities, then that is basically their original jurisdiction. Next, yun, police blotter. Ang police blotter is an 18 by 12 hardbound logbook. Dako na, daghan kayo ng pages. Pila na ka months or even a year ang pwede masulat ana. So ang logbook 18 by 12 dili pareho ana. Dili nang pareho sa logbook sa police, ay logbook sa police, logbook sa SG na. So lahi na siya ang itsura ana. That contains the daily register of all crime incident reports, summary of arrests, and other events which are significant for a certain police station. So again, ang nakalagay dyan yung 5Ws and 1H. In order to inform the whole station personnel, the superiors, and of course, the public on what transpired during that time. So also, meron ding separate logbook or blotter for those crimes which involves minors, women, or yung mga related to some other crimes na kasama din yung mga kabataan at mga kababaihan. Those with sensitive information with them. Yan yung tinatawag na pink blotter. Okay? Pink blotter. Ambot lang, pink man ang ilahang kalibutan dito. Those that involves women and children and the protection ng kanilang identities or ng information. Alang naman na ipakita nila na ingani grape si Inday niya gisulod ang hotdog sa flour. 'Di ba? Wala ingana. Na ang judge di mo katawa ana kung ingno nimo sa korte. Gisulod man niya iyang hotdog sa flour. Wala ingana. Okay? Next. So, of course, yung mga ibang significant like date and time, nature of offense, anong naging action, asa nangyari, yan. Names of the people as much as possible dapat nandoon. Okay? Next. Yan. Investigation team and equipment. So, ano ba ang composition ng investigation team? Yan. Okay? So, kung investigator ka, sinabi na yun kanina, at least police officer 2 or police corporal ang ranggo. Yan. Of course, the police investigator must be also armed. Meron din siyang sarili niyang cellphone. Itong gwapo na cellphone, you'll be taking pictures. Crime scene tape, that is basically ginagamit ng SOCO. Latex gloves, investigators are not really bringing with them, pero they would be given by SOCO personnel na kung may crime scene. Of course, flashlight, importante yan, and baril. Na baril, kailangan talaga. Okay? So, investigation team or yung crime scene processing team, yung SOCO, they needed all of this. And of course, meron pang iba. Like, for example, voice recorder na kung karaan karon pwede naman ang smartphone. Evidence tag na you will be putting them near or at the front ng mga physical evidence na nakita consequently sa crime scene. Measuring device, tape measure, ruler, na protractor, sa bana, diba? Slide rule, yan. Fingerprint kit, importante. Very important yan sa SOCO or even sa other agencies like sa NBI. That's very important. Next, hindi lang fingerprint kit, yung mga cameras din. DSLR na sa una, SLR man to. Ito mga karaang cameras. Bottles or vials, nasa SOCO yan. Tickler, this is for not just sa SOCO but most importantly sa kay investigator. Dapat na siya ani all the time. Ziplocs, yan. Pwede na sudlan o mga sudan. Labaw na to mga asay. Palit mo ziplock. Ay, sulod man na ninyog sako or sulod ninyog cellophane. Wa mo kabalo ang cellophane ang gisudlan di ana sa una kay yuta kay nagpalit og succulents na ziplock. Palit mo ziplock kung asay mo. Na safe pa na, di pa na mahanginan. Kanang cellophane ba yan na normal na masudlan ba yan naglangaw nako. Delikado ka ni, di man ni masudlan langaw. Kabalo ba yung langaw mo abre na. Diba? So yun, importante, especially ang tickler. Importante, may investigator stickler talaga. Even yung mga first responders or yung mga police na makikita nyo normally sa streets, they have this individually. It's very important. Next. Yan. Protocol number 4 is or are the duties of the first responder. Again, first responder sa Botabol. Sila yung unang membro ng law enforcement or ng kapulisan na magre-responde sa isang tawag ng tungkulin or call for help. Yan. 'Di ba? Mga nang nakasakay sa mga mobile. Na. So, we could look up to this or we could view this sa criminal investigation manual. Okay? I still napatay hangtod alas 12 yan eh. Okay, I will just show it sa inyo ha. Naman to dire yung protocols. Yung protocol number 2, yung police blotter, yan. Separate police blotter for those in violation with those laws and other laws involving confidentiality, commonly for women and children. So, yan. So, mauna na ang content sa police blotters. Protocol number 3, organization and equipment ng SOCO team. So, of course, ang SOCO team, hindi yan kasali dyan si investigator. Kasi si investigador is part of the investigation section or unit ng isang station. Okay, so sa letrang B, Yan yung composition ideally or commonly ng SOCO or yung SOCO team ng isang province, ng isang city or region. Yan. So yan, team leader. Team leader is automatically dapat commissioned officer. Excuse me. Pero sa police, ang team leaders commonly are or dapat talaga commissioned officer. Most of them are having a rank of police majors. Yan. Dapat commissioned officers or yung tinatawag nilang mga PCO, police commissioned officers. Those having a rank greater than or at least having a rank of police lieutenant. Yan, assistant team leaders, yung second na pinaka-senior, master note taker, those who would be taking notes. Of course, ang master note taker, common na iyahang partner is katong measurer and photographer. Yan. Some other members, pwede din sila mag-double duty. Na, basta hindi, na shortage of personnel na qualified. So they might do one or two designations. So next, yan, equipment of the investigator. Yan na yun. Complete. Sa investigator stickler or yung kanyang maliit na notebook, nandun na yung checklist kung anong dapat magawa during an initial investigation sa crime scene and other procedures, anatomical diagram, hindi lang ng proseso but also of the anatomy of the human body. Yan. Yung panglalamig, pagtitigas, or pag-iinit ng katawan. Yan. Or yung color ng body upon death. Yan. Evidence checklist. Ano bang mga ebidensya ang possibly makikita sa crime scene? So, yan. And of course, turnover receipts. Yan. So, once a crime has occurred, nandun na yung SOCO, nandun yung investigator, ang custody ng nasabing bahay or nasabing na, kung nabanay luna, dala ang patayng lawas, ang temporary jurisdiction yan nasa law enforcement. Nasa, of course, initially naman na sa investigator, then i-turn over na niya sa SOCO. And then silang dalawa sa law enforcement, they will turn it over to the local or tung sa barangay or kung dili, diretso na dayon sa owner ng nasabing bahay or property. That's why merong mga turnover receipts. Okay, next. Duties of the first responder. First is to proceed to the crime scene to validate the information. So commonly, ang mga calls for help sa kapulisan would come into first yung mga hotlines. Yan, 911, sabay tawag ana nila karon sa Manila. Daghan man na. Pero commonly ngayon sa national, it's 911. The same lang dito sa Davao. Naambot lang kung working pa ba ang 117. Anyway, so once they receive a call, and of course, malapit sila sa area, they would be dispatched or they would dispatch a reply na, sige, pupunta kami doon with speed. So, yan ang purpose. Bakit may mga sirens? Bakit may mga blinkers or light bars ang mga police mobiles? Yan. In order to notify the public that that vehicle has authority to pass once na merong mangyaring kinakailangan sila doon. So yan. Sabihin natin na isa kay og Montero si first responder, nagresponde siya sa isa ka call for help sa palengke. So, of course, padulong siya dito, mag-siren man na siya or depende kung ano ang additional situational report. So, once he arrived at the scene, he must record the exact time of arrival, then yung information about the area. Marami bang tao? Asan bang location niya specifically? Yan. So, yan yung ilalagay niya sa pocket notebook or yung tickler. And then, the purpose of the two-way radio sa kada police car is to notify real-time sa operation center or tactical operation center ng nasabing police unit or police office. Yan. So, i-notify niya na niabot na siya. It will be recorded by him. And then, he would check upon the area. Marami bang tao or walang tao? Unsa bay method of approach ba na niya? Ang dalan ba pa dulong is flat lang ba? Is it na pasubida ba na or any other consideration? Once he arrived at the crime scene, before tayo mag-proceed dito sa cordon of the area, what if the victim na natagpuan sa crime scene is still alive? Yeah. Pero meron siyang mga tama or he is not in a normal or proper condition. So before you cordon the area, upon arriving, you must check first. You must check if there are still immediate kanang mga threats. Check if there are still immediate threats, not just for you, but basically for the victim na buhay pa. You check if also yung suspect nandyan pa sa area. Sabihin natin all clear. Clear yung ano, walang mga threats, walang mga sasakyan na pwedeng makasagasa. So next, before pa rin mag-cordon, you to saan yan? Yan. After checking the area, if there are any immediate threats, you need to check if the victim is still capable to live or capable pa siya na mabuhay. If hindi siya capable or naghihingalo na siya, then you could take his dying declaration. Yung mga last moments niyang masabi. What if hindi siya mamamatay? Yung injured siya pero hindi to the point na mamamatay talaga. So, after checking if there are threats, after checking yung pulse ng victim, after checking yung vitals niya, you need to siguro kung possible makatawag pa mo og ambulansya. But if that is not possible, labaw na sa mga lugar na mga munisipyo na layo, then you need to bring the victim to the nearest hospital or nearest infirmary. Yan. So, first aid muna. Yan. First aid. You need to give him or her first aid, and then you need to bring that person to the nearest medical facility. Kung mamamatay na talaga yan, hindi na siya, sa tingin nyo, hindi na aabot, then you need to take dying declaration immediately. Malay mo, masabi niya, kilala niya pala yung gumawa sa kanya yun. So, after taking it, yun, dun mo na idadala siya immediately sa nearest medical facility. So, sabihin natin, hindi umabot, dead on arrival. Importante yung dying declaration. So, next, sabihin natin, patay na yung biktima. Hindi na talaga siya. You check the vitals. Wala talaga. 0-0. So, that's the time na si first responder would protect and secure the area. Iko-cordon na niya yung crime scene. Okay? So, iko-cordon na niya yung crime scene. Common na ginagamit sa pag-cordon or pag-protect sa crime scene yung police line na itong yellow I think it's dandelion with black letterings. Yan yun. So, what if walang police line si first responder? Daghan, pwede PC, pwede tie box, kung tie box ba jud lang naa dira. Human barricade, commonly, na mag-designate itong mga tao na, oh, kamay mag-protect. Or you can even use yung police mobile temporarily para ma-preserve nyo yung crime scene. Kaya delikado na, maapak-apakan na nas mga tao, mga osisero. Okay? Next, after cordoning the crime scene to protect the integrity nyon, you need to check if it still has immediate threats. Bumalik ba yung possible na gumawa nyon? Or does it still need for you to call for backup or additional personnel? Yan, importante yan. You need to check the situation if it is still bearable ninyo. But if it is not, then you can call for backup. Yeah, that's also basically the time if a medical help or yung ambulansya tatawagan. Next, identify possible witnesses. Sabihin natin na secure nyo na, may backup na kayong dumating. Nagkaroon na ng cordon yung crime scene. Yeah, of course, the victim, sabihin natin, wala talaga. The moment na pagdating nyo, patay na siya. Na-check nyo yan yung vitals eh. So you need to identify possible witnesses and conduct what we call the field inquiry or part ng preliminary interview. So by the time na dadating yung investigator on case, meron na kayong nakuhang initial information. Malay mo, nandyan sa mga witnesses o mga osisero na yan, yung totoong nakakita. Sabihin natin yun, nasunod nyo yun lahat, by the time na dumating si investigator on case, ito turn over sa kanya yung crime scene. Yan. So what if the suspects is still or nasa mga osisero? So, pag na-sense nyo na nandyan yan siya, of course, not automatically the suspect would flee or kanang mo ikyas jud. So, make the appropriate notification to other units or some other unit for what we call dragnet operations. Or kung hindi nyo talaga mahabol individually, kayo lang, then you could tell or you could notify headquarters of dragnet operations para maaresto si suspect. What's a dragnet operation? So, kaning dragnet, ang trabaho ani, for example, ito kayo, hahabulin nyo sana si perpetrator. Hindi nyo kayang mahabol siya for a longer time. So, ang gagawin nyo, no-notify nyo si higher headquarters na, oh, itong si suspect siguro nakasakay ng motor, ganyan, rusi, ganyan, or naglalakad lang, ito ang suot, itong itsura, ito ang katawan, and then, ang gagawin ni higher headquarters, magda-deploy sila ng mga tao to block possible routes na madadaanan ni suspect. Di ay pwede. Ato siya dire, di ay pwede. Ato siya dire, sakpan, ikyas siya. Dire, sakpan na po, ikyas. Na, to the point that the suspect would be arrested. Na, that's already an overt or obvious reason of having guilt on a certain crime. Na, okay? Next. Sabihin na natin na aresto na yan. Or what if dying declaration? Yung sinabi ko kanina. A person you have found on the crime scene is really about to die. So here are the requisites or one of the things you need to take note in dying declaration. First is that death is imminent and the declarant is conscious of the fact. Kasi pasabot ana. the victim knows that he would not make it. Di na jud siya kaabot, and that dapat alam niya yon. Next, the declaration na sasabihin niya would only revolve around the reason or circumstances ng nangyari sa kanya. Sabihin niya sinong pumatay, sinong mga kasama yun, yan. Or anong dahilan, yan. Next, that the declaration relates to the facts which the victim is competent to testify. So basically, yan yung mga bagay na to make sure na sinabi niya talaga. The facts na sinabi niya is capable of achieving a good status during trial and investigation. Yan. So that is according sa rules of court yan, dying declaration. Are there any questions? Questions?
Meron, sir.
Sige, I'll proceed next. So, kung nabuhay yan, again, evacuate to the nearest medical facility. Yeah, emergency services yan. So, mao nang purpose nga nung na-siren ang police mobile. Yan. For example, pagdating nyo sa crime scene na marami ng patay. So, you need to account those who were killed, who were wounded, who were arrested, or the victims para ma-notify ng tama ang ibang units or ang higher headquarters. So sabihin natin na secure na yon, conduct initial investigation. Then, by the time na dumating si investigator on case, briefing nyo na. Kasi ito turn over nyo na yung kaso o yung crime scene sa kanya. Of course, hindi pa dyan nagtatapos. So, si first responder, tutulong siya sa pag-inventaryo sa mga evidence na makakalap ni investigator, of course, through the SOCO. Okay? Next, Protocol 5, duties and responsibilities ng investigating team. So, sabihin natin, nagkaroon na ng kordon. Patay na lahat ng mga nasa crime scene. So, dumating na rin yung SOCO. Ang gagawin ni investigator on case, ito turn over niya yan kay SOCO. Yan. Turn over na ng crime scene. So, habang nandyan pa ang SOCO, nagpe-prepare, they must first, yung investigator must establish a command post for everything. Yan. Of course, within the immediate vicinity ng crime scene. Kung asa sila magtapok-tapok o mag-briefing. Next, designate a holding area. Basin din ay mga VIP. Basin din nadira tong family mo abot or ang media. Importante. So, designate a holding area. Again, immediate vicinity lang. Sunod, case conference with the first responders, SOCO personnel, investigator, and other police or law enforcers na involved. And of course, nasa area. Ano ba talagang designation nila? Anong dapat gawin nila? Habang ang SOCO at si investigator nagko-kolekta at nag-iimbestiga initially. So, anong gawin ni first responder? Sila ba'y mo bantay sa cordon? Yan. And of course, note any secondary crime scene. Best example niyan yung sa holo bombing. So of course, the bombing did not take place in one place. Meron pang second explosion. So, make sure that those two crime scenes are well secured. Yan. Then, once natapos na ang crime scene processing, release the crime scene after investigation. Turn over nyo na sa rightful owner. Okay? Questions? Bright. Bright na mga bata ngayon, ah. So, yun, na-discuss ko na yan. Release of the crime scene. By the way, when you release or when you conduct a crime scene processing, yung SOCO, together with the investigator, meron pa kayong mga kailangan. Okay? First is that, pakinggan nyo mabuti ha. First is, ayaw sa annotate sa board. First is that you need to have witnesses during crime scene processing. Base hindi ay ang mga pulis dira nga uban loko-loko siguro lagyan nila or magplant sila ng ebidensya. Planting of evidence. So kinahanglan ni mog witness. That's why kanang mga osisero di na sila ginapalayo. Base hindi ay na sila makita na mali na gibuhat sa pag-imbestiga or sa crime scene processing. So the witnesses must be at least two witnesses of sufficient age and of course of sufficient senses. Yung sa reason nila, base hindi kaniman good na. Commonly karon sa mga drug suspects, hindi siguro sila na aresto pa noon dahil mailap sila pero they are already known sa mga pulis na positive talaga naglalaro sa droga. So they would plant evidence in order na mas kusog ang conviction na kanang taong gipatay or namatay is really involved with a certain crime. Kanang maduot siya ba para pod ma-confirm na mao na siya involved sa drugs. Planting of evidence that is incriminatory machination or machination yan. Tinuod, some. Some of it are true. Wala may perfect good. Wala. Dapat man jud na mawala. Pero I don't know, hindi man natin control ang pag-iisip ng iba. Meron nangyayari sa ibang lugar. Okay? So, yun. Witnesses, at least two of sufficient age. So, gisabotahe nila ang witness. Not really, it's not the term. Lang. Nara ko i-check. Hello, so any questions? So kung wala na, so thank you. It's 11:46. So hopefully we'll continue this next time. So recorded niya. So again, thank you and happy noon sa inyo ha.
you, sir.
Sige, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Salamat, sir.
Shout out. Shout out kay Uso.
Hoy, gasyo ka.
Okay, nakatong assignment mo.
Ang butoy. Bullshit.
Mag-answer na to eh. Kisay na ako sa imo.
Gani. Sige na, mangita tagpuan na ni sa exam.
Sana all. Sana all.
Bye!
Jeez. Attendance, orang.
Saan?
Attendance mo, no?
Ha?
Attendance.
Oo naman, attendance.
Ah, si. Matsala. Sa Kim. Muna ka to?
Wala pa eh.
Yan, sa may... sa may Prada.
Dito na sa GC. Bye.